Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the third day of July. It's National Plastic Bag Free Day, so you're not supposed to use plastic bags today. International Drop a Rock Day, National Fried Clam Day, National Chocolate Wafer Day. Those are yummy. National Eat Your Beans Day, and National Compliment Your Mirror Day. Hey, mirror, you're looking pretty good.
I don't think that's what they mean.
It's because my beautiful bride is standing by my side, and I can see her right through this mirror. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to quit being creepy now. It's also a Movie Star Monday, and I'm excited because my Movie Star Monday guest today is Alejandro Monteverde. It's just fun to say, isn't it? He is the creator of a new movie that's coming out tomorrow called Sound of Freedom. And not only is he involved in this, but it's like he is the writer of this. Jim Caviezel is the star of the movie. It is an amazing true story. I watched the trailer and I cried because it's a story that needs to be told. But it's an amazing true story. And again, it's unbelievable. We're going to chat with him all about that coming up.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Lawn Starter ranked the 2023 best cities for new moms. 200 biggest cities based on 7 different categories. So we're going to give the top 10 best cities. First of all, Roseville, California, Rochester, New York, Worcester, Massachusetts, New York, San Francisco, CA, number 5, Orange, California, Seattle, Washington, Bellevue, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, and the number 1 best city for new moms, Portland, Oregon. So you might be thinking, well, which cities are the worst cities for moms?
I was thinking what cities are the worst cities for moms.
Well, the 10th worst is Clarksville, Tennessee, then Killeen, Texas, then Grand Prairie, Texas, then Brownsville, Texas. Then number 6 is North Las Vegas, Nevada. 5, Memphis, Tennessee. 6, Hialeah, Florida. 3, Detroit. Did I say 6 was Hialeah? No, it was 4 was Hialeah, Florida. Sorry. 3 is Detroit, Michigan. 2, Mesquite, Texas. And according to this, the worst place for new moms, Pasadena, Texas.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what those 7 categories are, but I have a link to it if you care. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that Gen Z are the worst restaurant tippers, according to a study? The younger generation was found to clench their wallets the tightest when it comes to adding gratuity for service work. A survey conducted by Bankrate found that the tendency to tip correlates with increased age. Gen Z are the least likely to give an extra bit of cash to a waitstaff, hairdressers, and other service employees, while baby boomers are the most likely. Just 35% of Gen Zers said they always tip when they go to a sit-down restaurant. 83% of baby boomers and millennials were somewhere in the middle, by the way. Interestingly, one category where Gen Z appears to be the most generous is for home services and repairs.
Really?
So that's the one where they're like, oh, hey, you're going to come fix my air conditioner? I'll give you $1 for that. Here you go. Take $1. Take this George Washington with you. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Netflix changed how they measure their top shows and movies. They're using new metrics. The Jenny Ortega hit Wednesday has overtaken Stranger Things 4 for the first time when it comes to viewership. Netflix will now rank its titles based on total views, which means total hours watched divided by a project's runtime. Those two shows are now followed by Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, Bridgerton Season 1, The Queen's Gambit. Previously, the streamer ranked their shows and movies based on total hours watched, and Squid Game still ranks number 1 across all the shows when you do it that way. So, I don't know why they changed that, but they did. Billy Crystal, the Bee Gees member Barry Gibb, rapper and actress Queen Latifah, and singer Dionne Warwick going to receive the 46th Kennedy Center Honors Lifetime Artistic Achievements December 3rd.
Oh, that's nice.
That's very cool. And it's time to head back to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Amid the writer strike, NBC has ordered a new iteration of the iconic Wildlife show. Sadly, right when they did that, pumas went on strike. So it's going to be tough.
Jeez.
I just made that up. The pumas,
I couldn't
The pumas
tell
are
at
not
all.
on strike. I just want to make sure. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. The U.S. economy has added 339,000 jobs in the last month. The most common job created, professional and business services. So there you go. That's good news. Now, somebody pointed out that a lot of these jobs had went away and then they came back. So they're like, okay, you call it created jobs, but these were jobs that were gone and came back.
Right, they just came back again.
But again, at the end of the day, good news is they're back.
It's jobs.
So I like
Yep.
that. That's all good. So say whatever you want about it, but at least there's some positivity and the spin that I'm putting on it. So there you go. And Maury Povich. You ever watch Maury Povich? Was that a show that you were a fan of?
No,
But
I've seen it. Yes, of
you
course.
know the show?
Oh, yeah.
What is he most well known for? If you were going to say, oh, the Maury Povich.
Was
oh,
it
this
Maury
is
that had the
this,
chair thrown at him, or was
No,
that Phil Donahue?
That was Geraldo. Neither. But what is Maury known for?
I don't know.
So,
Not your father.
You are the father.
Yeah.
You are not the father. Yeah. So Maury is now taking his infamous paternity tests from the screen into your home. The former Maury host has revealed that he has launched a new at-home paternity test business a year after his popular daytime show, which often featured guests in paternity disputes, came to an end. The name of the at-home test, The Results Are In. That's what he would always say. Oh. Named after Povich's popular catchphrase on the show, which he used to build anticipation for the test outcome. So he would always do, the results are in. Yeah, we'll share those after this. And if people were like, oh, got to watch this commercial for adult diapers before I'll find out if I'm the dad or not. Or whatever the commercial was. All right, Maury Povich. Yeah, again, his own at-home business. Maybe we could come up with one of those. What could ours be? Not an at-home paternity test. An at-home IQ test. How's that sound? Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit right now with filmmaker Alejandro Monteverde. He's got a new film that's coming out on the 4th of July. It's called Sound of Freedom, and it's starring Jim Caviezel, and this is based on a true story. And first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, and also thank you for making this movie. I think this is a really important story that needs to be told. Tell me a little bit about how we got to this point where there's this movie coming out now on the 4th of July.
Well, everything started around 6 or 7 years ago. It was late at night, and I was watching a news report on child trafficking. And I got to tell you, it truly shook my soul. It took me off guard, and I couldn't sleep that night. And the next day I woke up and I realized that there's two kinds of movies, the ones that I want to make and the ones that I'm called to make. And this was definitely a calling because I found myself writing, and I started writing a fictionary story on child trafficking. And it was around 2 months into it when I get a phone call from my producer, Eduardo Verástegui, and says, have you started writing the screenplay? I was like, no, I just finished the outline. And he says, well, stop. I want you to meet Tim Ballard. And long story short, I meet Tim Ballard, and he was a former federal agent who left everything to go rescue children around the world. And his story really spoke to me really deeply, and I realized that this is when truth surpassed fiction. So that's how we end up here.
And the story, this true story, is probably better than fiction because it's an amazing true story. And we're not at the finish line yet. This is still going on. He's still doing this. Again, Tim Ballard has Operation Underground Railroad, and they're helping to free children from human trafficking. And the thing that's amazing, even just watching the trailer for this movie, I was crying my eyes out. And I can imagine you're going to have a lot of people who sit in the theater starting on the 4th of July, and they're going to see this movie, and they're going to find out there's a whole world we don't even know about. This stuff happens, but we don't even hear about it, do we?
Yeah, exactly. But also, when they see the film, they will leave with hope, because at the end, either we can curse the darkness or we can light a candle. And this is a film, in certain ways, it lights a candle. When I like to make movies that the movies begin when the movie ends. When people leave the theater, inspired to create awareness on the darkness.
I love that. I love that the beginning is the end of the movie. When you're done seeing this, then you can say, what can I do to help? Because, again, this is a tragic thing that happens in the world. And most people listening probably have no idea how big of a business, and I use the word business in the worst possible way here, but how big of a business human trafficking is, because most of us have nothing to do with that. We never see that in our daily life, but this does happen in the shadows, and it's just really sad that it happens.
Yes, and it's what is even more sad is that when good people find out about it and they do nothing about it, that's even darker, because if good people do nothing about the darkness, then it's game over. So this is a film that creates, a little bit of awareness on this.
Well, I love the fact that you're doing this, and Jim Caviezel is playing Tim Ballard in this. What was it like working with Jim on this project?
It was great. Jim is a man of conviction, and this story was very personal to him. Very personal to him. He's already himself rescued children. So when I met him for the first time, I saw it in his eyes, they got teary and he got very emotional. And right there, I knew he was going to play the best, for me as a director to have an actor to know this subject matter more than me. It's a dream. So It was a great blessing to have collaborated with him.
Again, the film is called Sound of Freedom, starring Jim Caviezel. It's in theaters nationwide July 4th, and it's based on a true story of a federal agent who quit his job and devoted his life to rescuing children from around the world from human trafficking. And again, that's Tim Ballard that we're speaking of there. Our guest today is the filmmaker that's making this movie. Thank you so much for your time today, but thank you even more for doing what you're doing to make a very positive impact on this terrible thing that happens.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
I'm going to throw a link to the trailer. Like I said, I watched just the trailer. I was bawling. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. If you'd like to learn more, I've got a link to where you can get tickets. I've got a link to the trailer, all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Your tongue is the fastest healing part of your body. I've noticed that before.
That is true.
Yeah,
How many times have we burnt?
Yeah.
We get so, like, food's here, I don't care, I'm not even waiting.
He's like, how's the pizza? What is that? Well, I couldn't understand what she said. I'll take a bite. It is hot. right. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
We really are made of stardust. The calcium in our bones and the iron in our blood come from the ancient explosion of giant stars, according to whoever came up with that.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Wearing headphones for an hour can increase the bacteria in your ears by 700 times.
Oh.
Ooh. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Kraft produces enough Cool Whip every year to fill the Grand Canyon. That's a lot of
Wow.
That's a lot of Cool Whip.
That is a lot of Cool
What are
Whip.
we doing with all this Cool Whip?
Well, if it's anything like our house, it sits in the fridge and nobody eats it
then
after then it gets thrown away.
Thrown away. We do that every 2 months, whether we need some or not. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. In the last year, 1/3 of us have used a swear word while talking to this person. Who is it?
Your grandma.
No. What? No. And it also was not your preacher. So, a phone customer service rep.
Oh.
1/3? Only 1/3? No, yeah, that is probably about right. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. An inmate in Bangladesh has his murder sentence reduced by 4 years as a thank you for killing 26 people during his time in prison.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is such a bizarre story. In 1991, Sajan Hajan Biyajan, I probably got none of that right, he was sentenced to 42 years for murder. But he served 4 years and 4 months less by carrying out executions of 26 fellow inmates at the jail.
Whoa.
Coupled with his good behavior, the 74-year-old shortened his sentence by almost a decade. He became a hangman at the prison in 2001 after informing officials that he knew how to handle a rope. Bangladesh is one of the few countries that carries out death sentences by hanging. So his skills were highly valued. So he wasn't murdering them like out on the yard. They were people that were going to be executed, and he just did it for the prison.
Wow.
So, yeah, that makes a little more sense. But it still seems a bit weird. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Part 1 of a 2-part series. I believe it'll be 2 parts, maybe 3. We'll see. How to keep your bed cool this summer. So first thing is keep things cool in the day. During the morning and the evening, open windows to let air flow through. In the afternoon or before you leave for work, close the windows and pull the blinds. Keep the air cool that way. And if you have an air conditioner, of course, that would help as well. Another thing, you could make a swamp cooler. Spray the sheets with cold water and hang it in front of an open window. Pick a window that has a breeze coming in. Okay, that's interesting. And another one is put a bowl of ice in front of a fan. So if you don't have an air conditioner, they're saying that actually helps as well. And this will probably be the last one. Cool you instead of your home. If you can't cool down the home, cool your body temperature in a cold shower right before you go to bed. It'll lower your body temp enough to help you fall asleep more comfortably.
There you go.
There you go. All of those. And then I got some more that we're going to get to. We'll do those tomorrow. It's the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Socrates. Oh, wait, it's Socrates? Socrates says, my advice to you is get married. If you find a good wife, you'll be happy. If not, you'll become a philosopher. I have a good wife, and I am happy. That's why I don't do much philosophizing, because I don't need to. All right, quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. My brain went blank there for a second. I'm looking right at this, and I don't know why I couldn't think of that. This was God helping us out. Baby left in safe haven box, adopted by the firefighter who found her. A newborn baby girl who was left in a safe haven box in Florida has a new forever home, and it was with the very firefighter who discovered her. Back in January in Florida, there was a firefighter on duty, and he received an urgent alert in the middle of the night from the Safe Haven Baby Box system. These are boxes designated at different locations where parents can anonymously and safely surrender their newborns if they are unable to care for them. He rushed to the nearby Safe Haven Baby Box, unsure of what was going to happen. To be honest, he said, I thought it was a false alarm, the firefighter said, who wishes to remain anonymous. To his surprise, he discovered a tiny, swaddled baby girl. She had a little bottle with her, and she was just chilling. I picked her up and held her. We locked eyes, and that was it. I've loved her ever since that moment.
Oh,
that
how
little
sweet
girl
is that?
would now be 5 months old, is how old she is, and his daughter Zoe is who that is now. Turns out the firefighter and his wife have been trying for more than a decade to have a baby. At the hospital, he wrote a note and left it with Zoe, explained that my wife and I have been trying for 10 years to have a baby. I told them we'd complete all of our classes in the state of Florida and were registered to adopt. 2 days later, she was home with the firefighter and his wife. Said the way I found her, this was God's way of helping us out. Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty great.
I love that. What a great story. And again, the Safe Haven box, it's one of those things that when you first hear that, you're like, what in the world? Think of the alternatives. This is an amazing idea. Yeah. It's way better than any other alternative that you could possibly think of that could have happened. So again, I love this. And this young girl has a pretty cool family. And they were so excited to have her. So Zoe, you are a lucky, lucky, lucky little girl. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.